Okay, so now let's move forward. Till now the application is at this stage. We have created our application, we have created a server side controller. Now let's go ahead and create our component. Okay, so I will go to file, new, and lightning component, and we need to give it some name. Let's give it contact list submit. Okay, so we have our aura column component here. Let's attach this to our controller, and the controller name is contact controller. So we will attach this to our contact controller here like this. Okay, now what I will do, I will quickly define an attribute which will be used to append the values to and iterate upon. Attribute, we have done this in the past several times. Name equals to, let's say I name it contacts, and then type equals to contact list. Okay, we have done with this with the same thing with the opportunity list as well. Now in this video what we are going to do something different is that we will be using an handler to handle our request. Instead of a button, we will use a dynamic handler. In button, what we need to do, we need to manually click on the button, but here the handler will dynamically call the function and it will not need to wait for our action actually. Okay, so I will click aura colon handler is out of the box component init. Let me name it init. You can name it anything. So these are simply names which you can use as per your requirement, your preference. And then this, so it will dynamically pull the value. The display for the button was value. Here it will dynamically pull the value, and this means the current name in context or the current contact in context. And instead of press, here we will have action. What action this needs to perform? This needs to call a function, but does not need our intervention here by clicking a button or anything. Okay, now let's this do init. We know this is will be in the client side controller, the JavaScript controller. So what I will do, I will click on create controller here on the right hand side. It will create the controller for me, and the name is do init. So I will copy this do init from here and change this to do init. We do not need to pass in any helper here, so let us keep it straight like this. Now here what we will do, we will call our controller function. We know we have done this several times. So let's say where act equals to component dot get and c dot, what is the name of our method? Search contacts. Okay, it is not taking any parameter, so we don't need to pass any parameter here, and simply it will call this function. Now on calling this function, we need to set the callback and perform operation. Set callback this comma function response, or you can take any variable. This is a parameter which is being passed, so the name could be anything. So just to clarify more things, that we have been using response within this function several times. That is not a standard thing. This is just a parameter which is being passed to this function, so it could be any name here. Okay, as I told you, as we progress through our application, you will learn a lot more things and understand more things, and slowly things become clear. Now what we will do, we will set our attribute in the component to the list which we will get from the controller. Okay, so component dot set v dot contacts. So this contacts is which is there in the component here. Okay, and by what we want to set the value of this? By the return value which we will get from our method, and that we know that will be a list of contacts. Okay, so here we go, close this and then close this here. In the end, we know we need to enqueue action, add them to the queue act, and save it. No errors, nothing, no warnings at all at the bottom, everything is okay. Now let's go back to our component. So what we have done, we have called our search contacts function. It will return the list of contacts and it will limit that to 30. Okay, and then we will add that or set the value of our attribute by that list. Now that list has been passed here to this attribute. Now this attribute is holding that list, so we can iterate upon this attribute and display whatever we want to. So let's go ahead and do that, and you can show that in a more stylish way. Let's create an unordered list and give it a class list dash group. Within unordered list, we will iterate through this contacts list and add them to each and every line item. Okay, so for iterating, we have the out of box component aura colon iteration. Okay, and items on which we want to iterate is v dot contacts, which is here, contacts is here, to which the list has already been passed, and we need to define a temporary variable which will iterate through the list. Let's say we name it contact, and within this we will have our list item. If you want to style the list item, you can give it a class as well, list dash group dash item. Okay, and within this list, what we will do, we will show the name of the contact and the phone of the contact, because these are the two things which we are querying here. Had we been querying more things, we could have shown them as well. So totally depends on your project requirement. You can add those values. So first what I will do, I will href equals to, and just I will tell you why I am doing this, hash contact / plus contact dot id bracket close, and here within this we will have, maybe we can keep them in a paragraph tag, and we can have contact dot name, and okay, let me close the a tag here all. Okay, just one moment. I think everything is okay. Okay, so here it should be single quotes. Okay, so that's why it was in red color. And then again we can have contact dot phone. Save this. Okay, so everything is clear, I hope. Let me go through this everything again. We created a component in our client side controller, created a function. What this function will do, this function will call the method of our controller which is querying the contacts. It will return the list. We will add that list or set the value of our attribute inside our component to that list, and then we will iterate over that and extract name and phone one by one and display on the application. Let's go to our application. Let's refresh everything. Okay, nothing is happening right now. Why? Because we have not added our component to our application, because we have created a component, but we have not added that to our application. So in our application, I think here we can add this. Below just contact list, I will say C colon contact list close. Contact, okay, I have misspelled the name, COTACT, contact list. Saved. Now you see we have everything here, and you see everything is in the hyperlink. And now if I click on this, you see the URL changes, hash contact here. This is coming from, okay, in the component. Okay, we did this here. So because of this, the URL is changing. It should also give the ID, but not an issue. Still, what we are doing here, we are being able to show the list of contact as per the limit which we have provided there. Okay, so now our contact list looks like this. Right now the search function has not been implemented. Right now everything, all the contacts have been displayed because right now we have called our first method, which by default returns all the contact to limit 30 irrespective of any search query. Okay.